Hello, YouTube community, YouTube world. This your boy Crip Sag tapping in, man. I was trying to find my cork for my wine, and today is oh shit, excuse me, smoking a little weed, y'all. Yeah, today is Sunday, December the 20th, 2020, y'all. I don't know the exact time, let me see. I don't know the exact time, could be like 10:50 here in Northern California. But I didn't realize it was Bullet and Ken's birthday today. I seen Ken's wife, Marlene, say happy birthday to her husband on Facebook today. So I said happy birthday to Ken, and then somebody got back at me and said, I'm sure you meant Kim as well. I'm like, damn, no shit. So I edited the post and put Bullet in there. So on that note, cuz since Snoop a Crip, I'm gonna do Snoop instead of I'm gonna do Snoop instead of E40. Since Snoop or Dupe is a Crip, Long Beach Rolling 20. And I'm finna have me a drink, cuz. Have me a drink for Bullet and Ken, as well as the rest of the dead homies. I knew I wore all black for something today. You know, God works in mysterious ways, bro. Some told me, we're all black today, Sag. Represent all the dead homies and homegirls today. So I said, okay, then I'm gonna wear all black for them. So I put on all black today. And then I find out it's their birthdays, y'all. I was like, wow, crazy. Crazy, bro. It's that two-step court. It's that two-step court, cuz. That two-step court. And I finally got that son bitch. So put that back. From my wine glass. From my wine glass, cuz. And I'm gonna pour me a shot, homie. Fat glass, man. Have me a big old fat glass before I go to bed tonight, cuz. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Kim Tate. Kim Tate. Lil Bullet. Tate. Lil' Ken. I'm toasting you too, cuz. I love y'all, man. Y'all my brothers, man. And I miss y'all, cuz. And I miss y'all. And Kim, you know. Cuz Kim Bullet, you know, cuz. I mean, people miss you, homie. You already know, cuz. This toast is to you and your brother Ken, cuz. The original twins of Santana Block, homie. And Kim, you the reason why Santana, Kim. That's to you and your brother, cuz. And that's for the rest of the dead troopers, man. Male and female, cuz. That's for them. And that's for all our parents, homie, that gave us the blessing with life and gave us all the opportunity to know one another. That's for them, our parents. Because without them, it wouldn't have been possible through God. And without God, nothing is possible at all. Yeah, man. Here it is. You know, I woke, man, I'm telling you, man. It's crazy, cuz how things work, man. Got up this morning and it was heavy on my mind. It was like, sad, we're all black today. Represent all the dead homies and homegirls today, cuz we're all black for them. And I did, cuz. Took my shower. You know, put my lotion and shit on. Sprayed my Versace on and put all black, cuz. Even black wife beater. You know what I mean? Y'all know that's the hood trademark. All black. Tana gang. All black, bang, bang, cuz. You know what I mean? All black, bang, bang, cuz. Yeah, but I went in my storage today. And I found all my important shit I need to start doing my work on my book. And Kizzy, cuz I got them all hood magazines. I ain't dug them out yet, but there ain't something in here. But I found that book Vice, cuz. But I found that book Vice, cuz. I was telling y'all with the cop, cuz. And put the autopsy report in here. And put the dude out there, cuz, that told on them niggas that got them busted. 6 niggas got busted for bullet, cuz. 6 dudes got busted for bullet, cuz. They solved it within 24 hours. You know what I mean? In all them years, niggas was going on. The homie killed him, cuz. All them years, even I thought cuz did. I'm like, but he didn't mean to. This despite it happened. I knew he didn't mean to. That's why in the other video, when I say me and Sammy found Cuz, I say, Cuz, you come on home, homie. You didn't mean to kill him. That's what I told Cuz. And he started coming back into the hood. Then I told y'all about how the boy he got Tam in here. But let me find the bullet thing first, cuz. But he got Tam in here too. I just seen the bullet stuff earlier though. Let me see. Right here. Okay. Here it is, cuz, in Vice. I'm gonna start at he got China Dog in here, Pit Bull, DW. Got some more dudes in this. Okay, you see now. This is page 339, cuz, in Vice. He said the Tate brothers, Kim and Ken, who were twins, who founded the Santana Block Crips on Santa Fe Avenue. They were prolific killers. Here comes out. They were prolific killers, cold, heartless reptiles who remind me of two-headed snakes. As deadly a pair as one could imagine. There was a carnival in Compton held in the parking lot of the old abandoned Sears building. A tongue-dry candy affair with a neon Ferris wheel, sideshow rides, key-pile dog booths. It was the first time there had been any activity at the site since White Flight has closed the store down. One night, Kim Tate attended the carnival with a half dozen of his boys. In the crush of the crowd, he became separated from them. That was when he spotted a beautiful black girl who caught his eye and flirted with him ostensibly. He followed her through the labyrinth of gaudy attractions to the far side of the fair. It was a honey trap. Tate did not know that corner of the fair had been taken over by members of the Lime Hood and Ludus Park Bloods, deadly enemies of the Santana Block Crips. They were waiting for him. But I don't know how he would know this unless the dude they arrested or something told him they had a chick go flirt with some of them to draw somebody over there. That's the only way I could see that, cuz. That's the only way I could see that. What'd he say? They were waiting for him. By the time he realized what had happened, it was too late. Knowing that shots would attract too much attention, the Bloods had armed themselves with golf clubs. They closed in on Tate. He fought his way out and ran. The Bloods chased after him. When the crowd saw what was happening, one man being pursued by half a dozen others with clubs, they parted like the Red Sea. One of the Bloods made a flying tackle as Tate reached the fence at the back of the parking lot. In a few moments, he was surrounded. The first Blood swung his club in a savage arc that caught Tate on the side of his head. He staggered under the blow and went down on his knees. Then the others took turns stepping up to him and ritually slamming their golf clubs into his collapsed body. They beat him to death. It was like something out of Old Testament or some pagan blood rite carried out to the gaudy rackets of the fair and with the most unlikely of weapons. The homicide was assigned to John Sorensen and me. The murder of a leader of one of the most notorious gangs in Compton was bound to be complex and high-profile case. I valued Sorensen's knowledge of forensics. Of a former Arthur Murray dance instructor, he had thought hard work and patient study made himself an expert in fingerprints, DNA evidence, and crime scene analyst. One of the golf clubs had been dropped at the scene as the blood had fled the carnival. From the fingerprints, we were able to identify one of the killers. A few days later, we learned the man, Donald Hazelwood, was in custody of the Manhattan Beach PD. Shortly after the murder of Tate, Hazelwood and 3 other Bloods had driven to Manhattan Beach to rob a bar, forcing the patrons against the wall at gunpoint while they robbed them and cleaned out the register. They jumped into the car, but unfamiliar with the city, they were soon lost. They were only a few miles from Compton, but their turf mentality was so strong that they had rarely ventured outside it. Now they had no idea where they were. Though fleeing from the scene of an armed robbery, they stopped at a gas station to ask direction. To pass the boring hours late at night, the clerk had a police scanner in his cubicle. And when he saw them, he immediately suspicious. He gave them directions back to Compton and called the MPD, and they chased the car down and arrested Hazelwood and 3 accomplices. John Sorensen and I drove down to Manhattan and picked up Hazelwood. We took him back to the station where after a harsh interrogation, he gave up 5 other Bloods, telling us that the death blow had been delivered by James Cooper, whose street name was Porky. In a matter of minutes, we identified all 6 murderers. Within 24 hours, they were in custody. We quickly put the word of the arrest on the street, hoping to prevent a retaliation. Unfortunately, it was already too late. There it is. Now, he bring up some other stuff in regards to retaliation to Kim, but I'm not going to bring that up because a guy he's speaking on, I don't really acknowledge this dude no more. And I don't think that he told the story right here. So, on this dude from Ludus Park who was killed. But I ain't going to bring them names up because, you understand? But let me see if I can find the part with the autopsy report. He got Eric Pearson in here. They got Lance Singleton in here. NBC, the Nutty Block Crips, and Percy told me that the gang was harassing his younger brother Eric, who was in high school. NBC leader Lance Singleton, Johnny Taylor, and the Robinson brothers, they were sitting on the stoop at the Singleton house. I got out of the Dick unit and called them over. They pretend not to hear me. Cuz he talking shit in this book. He act like he who banging on Cuz and them, man. Then he threw Tookie out here, Cuz. And all that shit. Now, he had my case in this motherfucker. Here it is at 262. That's why I thought I could get slammed on Cuz. But in 262, he say, let me see where I'm going to start from. I'm going to start from when he called us, Cuz. Because the other cops told him why he didn't kill him. He called him dead bang. Okay. Here it is, Cuz. Here it is, Cuz. And he speak on me. Where I'm going to start from? Here's where I want to start from, cuz I don't even know where I want to fucking start from, because he got so much shit about the incident at Wilson Park. Or you say, there what he say, okay, I'm going to start from here. On one occasion, I was invited to address a group of senior citizens sitting at Wilson Park. I was to advise them on ways in which they could avoid being mugged or robbed by thugs who are saturating the city and making it impossible for the elderly to leave their homes at night. Some 50 people was intended. I was about halfway through the presentation when the center director, a social worker named Stewart, interrupted and called me aside. It was clear from his demeanor that the matter was urgent. As not to alarm the elderly elders, I announced a 15-minute break. I followed Stewart into the hallway and asked him what the problem was. There's something going on outside, he told me. It looked like a robbery. He led me to the center office, one of the walls of which had a big bay window overlooking a part among the trees across the street were young black men in trench coats standing over a black teenager who lay terrified on the ground. As I watched, one of the men slid a rifle from up under the trench coat and pressed the nozzle to the kid's head. Now, there wasn't no trench coats. Yes, it was a rifle, a .22, but it wasn't no trench coats. There was no time to get to the front door at any moment. The man with the rifle could put a bullet in the kid's brain. I pulled out my gun. It was a .45 caliber Colt Mark IV automatic, not the .357 I always carried. I had not wanted to frighten the seniors by packing a cannon, so I had opted for the smaller pistol. I raised the gun, took careful aim. As I did, the secretary in the office screamed and ducked under her desk. I hesitated. I could not know whether the rifle was real, a BB gun, or a toy. Also, I would be shooting through a plate of glass window which might deflect the shot, missing the man with the rifle, or even hitting the teenager. In the next second, there was a moody explosion, and I saw the kid's head shatter in a spray of blood. I told Stewart to call the station and an ambulance, and I dashed out the door as fast as I could. By the time I reached the park, the three men were fleeing the scene. I ran to the kid and thought I could see that he was still breathing. There was a hole in his forehead from which blood was spurting straight up in the air, splattering over his face. I had to make a decision whether to stay with the kid, do CPR, and try to stop the bleeding, or go after the killers. My instinct told me that this was too late for the kid. So I left him for the ambulance and chased it after the 3 men. Now, it wasn't 3 men he chased. That's a lie. That's a lie. Because I wasn't in the park. So I chased after the 3 men. They had ducked down Rose Avenue off the park, which ended in an alley that ran behind a church. I dashed into the alleyway, my gun out in front of me. They were gone. The only person back there was the minister, who was standing on a ladder, painting the window frame of the church. I asked him if he had seen 3 black males in trench coats run past. No, he said. No, I haven't. As did so, though, he mentioned with his eyes towards a fire escape behind me. I turned and saw the 3 men huddled up the top landing. The shooter was pointing a rifle right down at me, which is a lie. He had me cold. I had seen these three killer kids 5 minutes before. Now, murder weapon was aimed at me, which is a lie. The only cover was a church. The only cover was a clutch of a trash can. And for an instant, I considered making a dive for them. There was also the minister to consider, though. They might shoot him or try to take him hostage. So I did the only thing left to me, what the Marines had trained me to do. I let out a guttural yell and I charged them. That's a lie. Why are you lying in this book, cuz? There's so much lies about this in this book. You didn't charge us, nigga. You tipped up the stairs and got us. All the way up the twisted flights, because he ain't lying. They go whoop, whoop, whoop. That's how they go, cuz. The steps. So he said, what you saying? So he said, what you saying? So he said, well, stop that, cuz. So all the way up the twisted flights of iron stairs, they wasn't iron, they was wood. See, the man heard our feet going up the stairs. He said, no, I didn't see nobody, but I heard some steps up them stairs. You understand? So cuz is lying. When cuz then ran up the stairs, when we ran up the stairs, they handed me the gun. I stashed the gun, cuz. Then when they put out the money, we realized the money wasn't even real money. So we stuffed that inside the car seat. Because there was some car seats up there, cuz. So we stuffed them down the car seat, homie. And I put the gun behind the back of the car seats up there. So he said, let me see where we was at. So he said, I got all the way up to Twisted Flights, iron stairs, which was iron. I continued screaming at the top of my lungs, waving my gun. That's a lie. When the man saw me coming, they panicked. They were passing the rifle back and forth, yelling, you shoot him. You shoot him. A motherfucking lie. Can I sue this motherfucker? He's a lawyer on YouTube. Can I sue this man? It's all this shit is a lie, cuz. And he say, I reached at the top of the flights, threw myself on them. That's another lie. I grabbed the rifle and flung it down the fire escape. That's a lie. And since I had no other weapon, I bashed at their heads with my .45. The blood began to gush and they crawled at one another trying to get away. I kept pistol whooping them until they lay quiet on the meadow grounding. I put my cuffs on them, stood on the second back, aimed my pistol at the third in the distance, and I could hear sirens. As the unit rolled into Road Street, I marched the three down the fire escape to the alley where I picked up the rifle, which was loaded and cocked. Our rear still stood on his ladder, having witnessed the whole thing. When I nodded my thanks to him, he just stared back, numb, bushy paintbrush still clutched to his hand. It's a lie, cuz. But he did swing the gun, bust me right upside my motherfucking head. He ain't lying about that, cuz. Because we was crouched down. And it was like wood panel. Now, you probably could see our feet. But you couldn't see the rest of us, cuz. And we was crouched down. And he didn't come running up no motherfucking stairs, screaming at us, nothing. Cuz tiptoed. He said they was iron stairs. That's a lie. They were wood. Now they twisted up because they go up this way, they turn that way, and then they go up this way. So he ain't lying about that. So when you get to the top, cuz, it's like a little balcony somewhere. You understand? And it had a couple car seats back there. And I put the rifle behind the car seat because it was a double car seat, you know, like a front seat, cuz, you know, type thing. Back seat, front seat was up there. Put it back there. When they pulled out the money, and we see the money was fake, I'm like, cuz, this money ain't real. I stuck that in the seat of the car seat, in the seat. You understand? We was crouched down, trying to be quiet. We try to get the homie to open the door. We gonna run through Cub, come through Cub's house, come out the front door, boop, and break across Palmer. But Cuz didn't answer the door. Cuz smoking Sherman shit. He's in there high, so he didn't answer the door. You understand? So we was crouched down. And he asked the guy back there painting, did he see anybody? He said, no, but I heard the stairs.